Ideas, issues, and policies will always be less sensational than rumors and speculation. But in the final analysis, average Americans will always be more concerned about their families and their nation's future.
Gary Hart may have come to talk about foreign policy today, but the media came to ask about the rumors and speculation. You could smell the blood in the air as the wounded candidate walked into his first post-Rice story press conference, his run for the presidency on the line.
I have said, I will say again, I made a mistake. I underestimated the way in which the appearance of something wrong going on here could be raised, particularly by those who wouldn't get all the facts. And it was a serious, it was something I should have done.
Whatever the true version. With great composure, Hart faced the withering and frenzied fire of reporters and cameramen.
And it drove up to the front door twice.
I am willing to take,
people went in and out.
I am willing to take an oath, and all the others involved will do the same. That we entered and exited the front door of my house in broad daylight twice on Saturday, getting in and out of Mr. Broadhurst's car.
And they're liars.
Hart once again called the Miami Herald story unfair and inaccurate, and he insisted he never slept with Donna Rice.
Have there been times during the past 15 years when you have spent time with women in the manner that you did with Ms. Rice this weekend?
The answer to the question is no, with this explanation, in the manner that I did this weekend.
Hart said he and his wife Lee both have friends of the opposite sex.
It is possible for, in modern times, of any, whether people are 50, 60, 70, or 20 or 25, spend time together, not be intimately involved. This society is changing.
Senator Hart, was it upon your invitation that Donna Rice went to Bimini?
Well, she didn't force her way on the boat, but we had decided, Mr. Broadhurst and I, to go over and visit his boat. She was aboard the boat. We said, would you like to go with us? We're going over and coming back. And she said, yes, I'd very much like to.
So did you specifically invite her? You said we. Did you or Mr. Broadhurst invite her on that trip?
I don't recall. We were, 3 or 4 of us were standing around, and
How did you get on the boat?
just walked on the boat.
The packed room got hotter.
Do you believe that adultery is immoral?
Yes.
Have you ever committed adultery?
I do not have to answer that question.
Can I ask you whether or not you and your wife have an understanding about whether or not you can have relations with others, you can have sexual encounters?
My inclination is to say no, you can't answer that question, but the answer is no, we don't have that kind of understanding. We have an understanding of faithfulness, fidelity, and loyalty.
How can you convince us or anyone that your story is true? What can you tell us?
I can just tell you the facts, and we'll leave it up to you and the public to believe them. If you don't believe me, there's nothing I can do about it.
This was a truly remarkable session. 52 intense minutes of probing into the personal life and ethics of Gary Hart. Has the coverage been unfair? For candidate Hart, the question is almost irrelevant now. As the nation's press corps says, tell it again, tell it again, tell it again. The questions won't go away. In Hanover, New Hampshire, for the 10 o'clock news, I'm David Boeri.
Gary Hart's wife, through 28 years and 2 separations, flew from Colorado today to join him in New Hampshire. He commented, "She continues to astonish me with her strength and her courage." Here is part of what she said.
We entered together in public life many years ago. It was something we did by choice because we believed in this country. I think probably both of us, over the years, if we had done what we might have preferred selfishly, we would have chosen another path. But we believe in this country, we love this country, and I have always believed very much that Gary has something to offer this nation. I believe that today, I believe he ought to be president, and I personally believe that he will be president.
The voters Marcus Jones met around Greater Boston today are still mulling the Hart story, pondering how they would be feeling if it were their mate.
I know Gary better than anyone else. And when Gary says nothing happened, nothing happened.
I have to agree with her. I think she knows her husband more than anybody else, and if they have that relationship, that she trusts him, and I feel the same with our relationship.
Trust is real important in a relationship, and that if he says he didn't do it, that's got to be her personal choice. I mean,
it doesn't look good in my eyes.
If the public is big enough, then they will listen to her, because she has to live with them.
Wives sort of have to accept things sometimes, but the public doesn't have to.
She has to protect them.
If he wasn't one of the presidents, she wouldn't accept that. No.
The one thing I do know, especially about my husband, is that he does not lie.
Put your husband in the same situation. He came home under the same circumstances, told you nothing happened. Would you believe it?
Yeah. Yes, I would.
No way.
No matter how much I try, he wouldn't believe. No, no. And I wouldn't either.
I'd believe my husband. I wouldn't believe Gary Hart.
No, my husband doesn't lie to me.
I've been in the same position.
Oh, really? All right.
Not everybody's trustworthy, though, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully he is.
If it doesn't bother me, I don't think it ought to bother anyone else.
I think the wife can do whatever she wants to do. The public can do whatever they want to do, too.
Well, I don't see what it has to do with politics, really. That's his social, private life, and that's between them.
You expect more from somebody that's running for president of the United States.
Should we accept the explanation as well?
I think we should, yeah. Just because he's a big public figure, you know, little scandal gets out and they make a big thing out of it.
So it shouldn't affect the way people consider him as a candidate?
In this day and age, no.
Why, didn't John F. Kennedy have a lot of women? So what?
If he can't be loyal to his family, can he be loyal to the rest of us?
For the 10 o'clock news, I'm Marcus Jones.